3 years since the passing of one of the absolute greats of the game. Shane Warne, ESPN Cricinfo, takes a little time with Anil Kumble, Sanjay Manjrekar, as well as Ashton Agar, who joins us as we cover the India-Australia semi-final, to just remember Warne, stories of the great man and how lucky we all were to watch a man at the peak of his craft for so long. I think no one better than a leg spinner who was great himself to talk about the impact of Warne.
Oh, he was someone who I looked up to and watched every match that Australia played on television, just to understand what he was going through in his mind, setting up batters. I learned a lot watching him. We had some great conversations about leg spin bowling, about opposition batters, our own batters, how to sort of counter certain shots. What if someone starts sweeping? What if someone starts stepping out? Those conversations. But I think the one memory that I have of Warne was in 2003 when we were playing in Australia. He wasn't a part of the team because he was banned from playing cricket. He was doing some broadcast work.
Yep.
I reached out to Warne and I said, mate, can you just have a look? So he brought Terry Jenner, his coach, and this was on the sidelines of just before the start of the test matches, and one of the pitches there, and then I had a bowl at a single stump, and Warne was standing there along with Terry Jenner for about half an hour, and then we just had a conversation about what I need to do and how I can sort of improve, and that says a lot about Shane Warne, and certainly we miss him, but he was someone who you could always reach out and have a conversation about the game, and he was always there to help you, and this to me was the greatest sort of, he's an opposition. We're playing Australia, and he just comes there, stands, and then just has a word, say, mate, you're doing well. This is what we wanted to see you, and it's coming out right. And getting his own coach stand there and then have a conversation was outstanding.
So the ice was actually broken by him. It's not, so that's how the relationship just evolved from competitors to friendship.
Oh yeah, it's been. I mean, since the time that we started playing together, we played a lot of one-day cricket against each other at the start. It started off in Sharjah, I think, in '93, around that period. And then, of course, when India played Australia on that famous tour of '98, when they came here. And then, of course, whenever we sort of traveled that. After I gave up and after he had given up, broadcast was something that I sort of saw him on one occasion, but then I could barely get a word in because he was always on his phone when he was not doing commentary. So it was just saying, just a wave, and that was about it.
Sanjay?
Just the experience of playing Shane Warne as a leg spinner. I mean, as an Indian batter, I had played a lot of spin even at the international level. And then come the 1996 game against Australia at the Wankhede Stadium. And it's a sight that I'll never forget, where, the first couple of balls that he bowled to me were the big ripping leg spinners, a slightly flatter, but never have I seen a ball come to me with only the leather bit, in my face, where it was going actually like this, and it was just leather coming in. And I had to realign my instincts of playing leg spin. Normally, you would expect the ball to turn. If the ball pitched here, your bat would be here, just by habit and instinct. But that match, I had to tell myself, no, a little more wider, because this ball will really turn, and it did. And that is something that I've never done to any other, bowler before. The first ball that he bowled, it's all about starts in life. Yeah. The first ball that he bowled was to be in Test cricket.
Yeah. Right. Ashton Agar, I'm sure a hero and so much more to a young spinner growing up, watching perhaps the greatest leg spinner the game has ever seen play at that time when you were getting into the game?
Yeah, I have beautiful memories of Shane Warne. I mean, he was in his prime when I was growing up, and I was a kid watching every single ball that he bowled. And he's from Melbourne, I'm from Melbourne. He grew up in a suburb not far from me. He played for St Kilda Cricket Club, which was down the road from my house, and it all felt very close. So he made playing Test cricket for Australia look amazing and also feel achievable, which is something really special. I think he gave so many young cricketers hope, and he played the game in a way that made people want to play and have an impact. I think the other thing, we could talk about Warnie's bowling for hours and the things that he contributed to cricket on the field. how many hours of YouTube footage would there be out there? How many interviews would be out there? He was an incredible and incredibly skillful cricketer. But as Anil touched on, he was an unbelievably generous person with his time in particular. And I have great memories of me and my brothers going to the Junction Oval, which is where he played for St Kilda. And Australia used to train there all the time. And you could stand really close to the nets and see the players up close, and who were our heroes. We were really nervous, and you'd ask for an autograph, and Warnie would be the first one to come up, sign everybody's autographs. He'd ask you how your day was, what sort of a cricketer you were, what your dreams were as a cricketer, and he made you feel something really special. So not only was he an amazing player, he was obviously an amazing human, and I think we saw that when his beautiful children spoke. It was so sad, but it was so beautiful to hear the impact that he had on their lives and everyone around him. So amazing cricketer, very generous human, beautiful man.
Ashton, Anil, Sanjay, Manjrekar, thank you very much.
Thank you.